Sustainability. Now more than ever, the world is focusing on trying to recycle more and use less. The concept of sustainability is simple. The world is growing at an exponential rate, and we are consuming the Earth's resources even faster. If we don't change our way of living and implement sustainable practices, then we will not have enough resources to support the estimated 9 billion person population that is expected by 2050. So, what exactly is sustainability? I asked Ron Johnson, professor of ethics and sustainability at Penn State.
Sustainability or sustainable development is being able to provide for all of our needs today without compromising future generations.
Clearly, living a sustainable lifestyle is important for not only individuals but businesses as well. Our future depends on the choices and the changes we make today. One basic human need is food, and with a population that will reach 9 billion people in the next 40 years, agriculture will play a huge role in whether there is enough food supply to feed the entire world population. So, why is sustainability important, and what role do corporations play in increasing sustainable practices?
Why do I think sustainability is important? There's a lot of different approaches to it. I mean, I think that first and foremost, I think corporations today, and for me personally, is a stewardship approach. Whenever you think about all the resources that a company has at their disposal, we actually have a tremendous amount of the world's resources. And we can think of them a couple different ways. We can think of them they're just there to use and use up however we see fit. We can also some people think about them, we should just shelter them and take care of them. I think corporations that are really on their game are thinking at it as a stewardship approach. How do we take care of the resources and the planet that we're there? I think companies today are really starting to be asked, what are you doing to ensure future generations?
Undoubtedly, companies are becoming more sustainable to not only cut their own costs, but to preserve resources as well. Regarding agriculture, in order to feed the growing population, there will either need to be a boost in food production, a decrease in waste, or a combination of both. I asked Dr. Chuck Nicholson, professor of supply chain management at Penn State, what strides were being taken to reduce food waste throughout the supply chain.
The decreased food waste side also has some linkages, I think, with sustainability. Um, there have been a number of different studies documenting the losses of food by different definitions sort of throughout the supply chain, ranging from all the way from production, post-harvest handling and storage losses, processing and packaging, distribution and retail, all the way into the consumer area. And most of those studies have tended to find that the biggest sort of consistent losses across all food groups happen with consumers in the home. Okay, we put stuff in our fridge and then bad things happen to it and we don't want to eat it anymore. But I think the key connection is that there are some places where greater efficiencies, both in terms of information, being able to make food available when it's needed, in the form that it's needed, particularly as an alternative to traditional distribution systems.
With the opportunity to decrease waste throughout the entire supply chain, businesses have the opportunity to improve their sustainability initiatives. The challenge of agricultural supply chains is to constantly improve by finding ways to increase food production while minimizing waste. So, with all the sustainability improvements that have been made, is there potential for the United States to become a key food supplier to the rest of the world?
A lot of people would say we've improved the food system in the U.S. because it has greater convenience, affordability, and product variety. Others would say those have moved us in a direction that we didn't really want to go, and they have potentially some negative health outcomes and some negative community outcomes in areas where agricultural production happens. Okay. So with that in mind, yes, I think there's the potential to improve the food systems and food supply chains. A lot of this, I think, relates to a global context, because even here in the U.S., where we don't have food availability issues, in fact, maybe we have an issue that we have too much food availability, which is another way of saying that we have a good deal of the population that is overweight or obese. We play a key role in supplying the rest of the world, particularly with grain products and, in a growing way, meat and dairy products. So to the extent that we can continue to improve our productivity, both in the production side of things, but also in processing, packaging, distribution networks, facilitating global trade, we will play a role in ensuring food availability throughout the rest of the world, which is one of the key factors that we need to address.
Many challenges lie ahead on the road to sustainability. One major challenge is education. In the past few decades, sustainability has not been a high priority item for the public. However, the world is changing at a rapid pace, and now businesses, universities, and individuals are taking action. Huge strides are being taken at Penn State to increase awareness of sustainability and educate students and the public about how they can positively contribute to decreasing waste. Ron Johnson, professor of ethics and sustainability at Penn State, shares how he is educating students about sustainability.
I'm teaching a class that will probably touch somewhere close to 2,000 people each year. And probably one of my main goals is to take and make sustainability something that is really embedded into the DNA of each student. So we've actually started an initiative at the college to help educate students. I just finished a class with 1,100 students. I asked them, what is sustainability at the beginning of the class? Nobody could tell me. So really it's a big challenge right now to have all of our students who are going to go out into the Fortune 1000, that when they leave Penn State, they really understand what sustainability is. They have a strong understanding of how companies are fully engaged, literally in many cases running their business through the sustainability lens, so that we can participate really effectively going forward.
In addition to increasing awareness about sustainability, Penn State is also trying to decrease its food waste in the dining commons. From a supply chain perspective, if students waste less food in the dining commons, there will be less waste throughout the entire supply chain. I spoke with Lisa Wandell, the Director of Residential Dining, to hear what sustainability initiatives are currently in place at Penn State.
We work closely with Office of Physical Plant. When it comes to recycling, we have students who are student sustainability coordinators. So you really have to reach out and to find those resources that will help you. Otherwise, like I said, you could get bogged down in so many challenges and obstacles that you never would be able to make progress.
Clearly, strides are being taken to make sustainability a priority, but has Penn State seen results? Lisa Wandell shares the statistics that prove that initiatives can lead to significant results.
A really great number when it comes to Olive University Park here, not just food services, where 7,382 tons of recycled materials did not go into the waste stream but were recycled. So we were able to keep those, divert those from landfill last year. Again, that's 7,300 tons. Our oil collection, when you look at last spring, 2012 versus 2011, we were able to convert 33% more oil than we did the year before.
Undoubtedly, Penn State is in the process of becoming a more sustainable university, particularly in the dining halls. Sustainable agriculture is important as the population continues to grow, and eliminating waste from each link in the supply chain can have a huge impact. Will an increase in food production be able to sustain the estimated 9 billion people on the planet by 2050? Time will tell, and each individual, university, and business needs to contribute to creating a more sustainable world.